Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Mindless 1 Build-A-Figure Wave Daredevil, aka King Daredevil. And this figure is the 2 per case, so he doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece, but he does come with a decent amount of, the things that he would need to. Obviously, it would have been really nice if he would have come with an unmasked head, some alternate fists, but we don't get that. However, the things that we do get with this figure, the new sculpt, the accessories, I think are a well-needed upgrade to Daredevil in general. I wish that there were some things they would have changed. They did cut some corners. Some things are unforgivable, but it doesn't ruin the figure. So without further ado, let's get into what Matt comes with. So obviously, as you can see, literally everything that you can see right here is what he comes with. Like I said, he doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece, doesn't have any alternate hands or anything like that. And what's pretty cool is that he can hold all of his weapons. So we do have this good old staff, like sword axe thing. It's very nice. It's red, cast in this red material, and then it's got the nice silver sheen to it, which looks really nice. It has this little part in the middle, but unfortunately you can't split it apart. Obviously you could cut it if you wanted to, and that would be kind of cool to give him like a dual wield sort of thing for that. But I do like that he has this bow staff as the option. I think it looks very nice. And it's actually a harder plastic too, so which is really cool. Just be careful you don't want it to fall off a shelf and break or anything. But thankfully, I don't think him holding it for a long period of time will warp it. That is definitely a bonus. And obviously, Matt Murdock would not be Matt Murdock if he didn't have his signature batons, bow staffs, skirmish sticks, whatever you want to call them. And these are the same tried and true ones that we have had since the dawn of time. And they're not awful. They are pretty flimsy, but thankfully they're not warped or anything. And obviously it has the little connector piece in the middle, so you can get him to hold it as one piece, which is really cool. And like I said, he does have storage for everything, as you saw me take them out of. He has the belt with his holster on the side here, which is really cool, and I hope they reuse this to give us... I wish we would have gotten it first. I'm glad that we are getting this Daredevil, and I do think this Daredevil is really nice. I dig the red and black, obviously. I feel like this is heavily inspired by having a lot of black on it by the Netflix show, but I really love, the red and black for Daredevil. I think it looks really cool, as opposed to just red and a different red. I think it just adds some more contrast, something nice to the figure. And speaking of contrast, I do wish, the only thing that I have a problem with detail-wise on this figure is his eyes are supposed to be like a shiny red, and you do kind of get that sense, but it's almost lost in the entirety of it. And I may take some black and just put that around the eyes just to make the eyes pop a little bit. I think that's really the only issue that I have detail-wise, but everything else I really do enjoy. And also, with taking it very close up, getting a close-up of this figure, this head sculpt, you can kind of see it a little bit if we focus here. It is slightly off, so his nose is not where it's supposed to be on mine. And that probably won't be that hard to fix. I might just be able to heat it up, pry it off, and just shift it over. But it's not, it was just something that I noticed out of the box, and I was like, what in the hell? And I actually noticed it, I did not notice it out of the box, noticed it in box because, is this the first wave? I think this might be the first wave where we have the plastic packaging back. We have the traditional Marvel Legends packaging, which is so nice to have back because then you don't have to worry about, buying a figure off a shelf and going, oh man, I hope there isn't a freaking banana in here. Since we already talked about the detail of his head, let's go over the detail of the entirety of the figure. And what's kind of crazy is that if you catch the light a certain way, the black parts on this almost look like a very, very, very dark brown, which I'm not opposed to, but it's not as like stark of a black as you would think. Like if I bring in Bullseye real quick, just to kind of get that comparison out of the way, it's definitely not black, I would say. Or if it is, it's a very charcoal black, maybe, But these two look great together. I think size-wise, they look very nice. So let's just get that size comparison out of the way real quick. I do really enjoy that. Thankfully, he's not, out of scale with Bullseye, which is really good. The head sculpt on this is very nice. I dig the really long horns. I think that looks really cool. He's got his beard, his long hair. He looks really nice. I like that the hair, I like how that's sculpted. It looks very nice. He's got the shoulder pad type things going on. He's got his sort of like, face covering handkerchief thing. It is a separate piece, but I'm pretty sure it's either glued down or pegged in somehow, so it's not going to be floating, which is good. I'm glad, because that was a problem I had with the Elektra. And thankfully, also, when it comes to shoulder pads, they do not get in the way, which we'll go into more with Articulation. That's really cool. His belt piece is a separate floating piece. I do hope they reuse this belt and give us a Daredevil from the beginning, because I like the look for King Daredevil, but I really want that look for Daredevil. That is my personal, like, favorite look for Daredevil. He's got the wraps for his arms and his legs, which is really cool. He's got baggy pants. He's got the logo, which looks really nice. I dig how that looks in black. It is a nice contrast off the red. Unfortunately, these hands are reuse from the Shadowland Daredevil. So let's go into Articulation, and we'll start off with the hands, because these are back and forth, which is really upsetting, because we have never gotten a Daredevil figure that has up and down hinges for his hands. And that's honestly, that is inexcusable to me. It's Daredevil. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to have up and down hinges. And that's inexcusable for me. Everything else, though, like any, minor issues or anything like that, like, I know some people are going to really hate the fact that this isn't red on his elbow. I don't care, personally. But his head is the newer style of joint. It's not an actual hinge up in there. It's just a ball. So it can go to the side a little bit, rotate, all that good stuff. Let's get this focused a little bit better. His shoulders go out this far, rotate all the way around. He unfortunately has no butterfly joints, which is also something I know a lot of people probably will not enjoy. But you can still get him into some really nice poses. He's got bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. There we go. It was a little tight. Go up all the way. As I already said, the hands. His torso can go that far forward, which is really nice. Can go that far back, which is really nice. Waist swivel, legs go out that far. Definitely could be better, but isn't bad. You can still get a decent high kick for him. They go that far forward and that far back. As you start to get up a little bit higher, they do start to jut out a little bit. He's got thigh swivel, double jointed knees that go up all the way with ease, and he can kick his own butt. No knee swivel or anything like that. His knee is too close to his shin is too close to the knee on this. But his feet go back that far, up that far, and of course, ankle pivot. And now onto some size comparisons. Here he is next to the 3-pack Bullseye, and then Elektra from the last Spider-Man wave that we just got, which she is customized, by the way. She's using the Black Widow middle torso and that for more range and all that stuff, and I did customize her face a little bit. But height-wise, she's about the same. So she is a little bit shorter than Matt. Their reds look very nice together. Their black and charcoal look decent together, I would say. I do like there's a little bit of contrast between the two of them, but also they look like they're, the king and queen, which is really cool. And then here he is next to that 3-pack Daredevil, which I did customize heavily, and then the paint started to chip on the chest for mine. And I like this Daredevil a lot more. This figure's okay, but obviously it needed a lot of TLC. This one, I just only want to put black around the eyes, and I think it'll be perfect. And then the Walmart exclusive Spider-Man the Animated Series Spider-Man with the 3-pack head on there, and I think these look great together as well. Obviously, it's kind of a little strange having the super modern with the super classic, but I think it works. It's still Spider-Man and Daredevil. And then here he is next to the Mafex Nightwing, and then the 20th anniversary Captain America, and I think these look great together as well. Obviously, like I said, with the Spider-Man, it's a little weird having the super modern Daredevil with the super classic cap, but I still think it works, and obviously the Ultimate Captain America would probably work a lot better with this, but he is over in the different area right now. And then I think this Mafex Nightwing is probably going to be the most comparable in scale to what the Daredevil is going to be when we get that Mafex figure, which that figure will be exciting to have. Hopefully they take people's feedback and they change the broadness of that figure, because he looks a little on the thin side. But either way, it'll be Daredevil, and we'll have him in poses and stuff, so you won't even be able to really tell. Overall, I am really excited to have this figure. I enjoyed the Chip Zdarsky run on Daredevil and I like this outfit. I think it's really cool, and I hope we get the original, Chip Zdarsky look for Daredevil, because I love that, and that would just be cool to have that alongside having this for options. But until then, this is a really nice Daredevil, and obviously I know a lot of people would have liked him to have butterfly joints, maybe the same exact articulation scheme as the Renew Your Vows Spidey, but I don't really think that he needs it. It's kind of the same way with the Iron Spider that we got, like, last year or the year before. That figure doesn't have the same articulation as the Renew Your Vows or the Amazing Fantasy Body, and this is one of my favorite figures, my favorite Marvel Legends of all time. This one obviously is not one of my favorite Marvel Legends of all time, but still a great figure. So, you don't necessarily have to have the exact same articulation scheme across all versions of the same character for it to work. And I think this is definitely no exception to that. Like I said, the only thing that I do not like is I wish they would have put a black line around his eyes, just because I think that would have made his eyes pop a little more. And the only inexcusable thing is the hands. They needed to be up and down hinges, and I would have loved to have gotten fists with him as well. But at the very least, he should have had up and down hinges. So yeah, that's going to do it for me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.